Hello and welcome to Steve McDonald's Arts and Crafts. Today I'm going to be doing a project on how to make a trinket pot. And this trinket pot is for somebody special. It's for somebody who won a competition in one of the resin groups that I'm in. So I'm going to make it and send it off to them. They've asked for it to be a trinket pot made from pink and also including glitter. So that's what I'll be doing. For the trinket pot I'm going to be using today, I'm going to be casting in a mould. This is the mould that I'm going to be casting in, and I do know that some people get a little bit confused sometimes, and they can be a little bit confusing about how the best way to cast these is. I'm going to show you how the best way to cast them is. I'm going to show you what I use and which resin and how I mix it and how I prevent getting bubbles in this casting, because I'm actually going to be using a really good pouring resin for this as opposed to a thin casting resin. And the reason is I want this to cure quite quickly. It's not a great volume of it, so it will cure quite quickly, and it is a heat resistant pouring resin that I will be using just in case they want to put a tea light or something in it instead without the lid on. One of the first things that I would suggest that you do before you even start to pour the resin is turn the mould inside out and check that there is no little dust bits or anything in there that's going to affect or attach to your cure. I normally give these a bit of a wash if I've not used them before. This is brand new mould, this has not been used before, so to be honest it could quite easily have, like it did there, a little bit of dirt in it from where it's being delivered. But I would always suggest that you do this first to ensure that you've got nothing that's going to affect your resin at all. And it's not going to hurt the mould if you're gentle with it, turning it inside out, but you will definitely get a better casting from it than if you don't. And then you just pop it back in the right way, let it dry. I'm using a baby wipe here, and again for the lid. And how I've set this up is I've got a silicone mat here and I've got a little board underneath it, so that when I've finished pouring, because I want to do a few more projects today, I can just lift this up without spilling it, put it somewhere to cure and not have to worry about it again. So I've mixed my resin up now and I've put my colour in. As you can see, there we go. So I've mixed up a bit of rose red mica. I've mixed some white mica in there as well because I like the effect that the white and the red gives. Makes quite a nice shimmery pink. And I've also put some microfine glitter into the resin. Now always use microfine glitter because I find that it doesn't then sink to the bottom or float to the top. It just stays where you want it. So now really what I'm going to do first is I'm going to pour a little bit of this resin down the side. Now I'm going to bend the side back and I'm going to put a little bit of this resin in this side. And I'm going to go round and I'm going to do all the sides the same. And the reason I'm doing this is because often you can get little bubbles trapped in all the corners of the pot, and you don't want to have little corners with bubbles trapped in it. And I find this method here really does help that move along. And then what I'll do is I'll let that settle for a few seconds so it gets right into the bottom. And then I'll nip the very end, the sharp point, off a toothpick or a cocktail stick. And then what I'll do is I will go in there and go to each one of the corners to dislodge any bubbles that I've got there. And also to dislodge any air gaps that are there that are stopping the resin from pouring right the way down, because you don't want gaps in this. And then I can look to check there is a little air bubble there that is stopping that going all the way down. And then when I'm confident that that has gone all the way down, I go down the corners this way as well. And then, because I can't see it very well, other than through the side, I'm just going to check where I can see it. You could shine a torch through it, that would help maybe. I'm just going to drop it down a couple of times to get that resin to go down fully. And now I'm happy as I can be that that resin is all the way down there. And then I'll just go round and then I will fill up the rest of those little edges with a slow pour, as you can see, to make sure that I'm not trapping any air in. And obviously this bit here that you can see is the bottom of the trinket box, which is great. So once I've got that filled, I will then go through it again, checking that all that resin is nicely there and there's no air gaps there. Because it's a thin wall, any bubbles will really show up on it as well, and you really don't want that. You want it to be as perfect as you can get it. So I'm happy with that. And now I will pour the rest of it onto the top, up to the edge. Now, as we all know, resin does shrink a little bit away from the edges as it cures. All resin really shrinks. So what I will do is I will fill this up so it's right to the top, and then I may have to sand and polish the bottom a little bit once it's fully cured. So there we go, that's that. Now with the lid, it's really easy. Just have to pour into the middle and allow that to make its own level and to come out where you really want it. I mean, it's going to fill it up, but the slower you go, the less likely you are to get any air bubbles in it. And that looks around perfect for me. Now, I will keep an eye on this now for about 10-15 minutes before I cover it to cure it. And the reason I'll cover it is because I don't want anything to get into it while it's curing. So I'll cover it, I will cure it, and then we will come back to it. These have been curing now for over 24 hours. So it's time for me to demold them. Ooh. There we go. So that's demolded really easily, and you can see, although the camera never picks the glitter up very well, you can see all the glitter in there, and you can see the mica and the shine and iridescence that's coming off that. That's the lid, so I'm very pleased with how that's come out. And once again, all the corners have come out absolutely crisp and perfect, and so have all the edges. And it really does make a big difference to go round it with a cocktail stick to ensure that there is no bubbles in it. So let's do this. Now, I'm just going to pull that away from that mould like that, and then pull it off. It's fighting back today. And there we go. There's the actual pot itself, and as you can see, all those corners are really nice and crisp. The lid just fits on it just beautifully, and that's all ready and done. And again, the glitter can easily be seen right the way through this. Because I used micro glitter, it really does show it right the way through. It doesn't sink, and it stays in the position that you want it in. Please remember to subscribe and hit the like button on this video to be able to help my channel and to see my next project. Thank you very much. Bye. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and share this video as much as you can to help my channel grow. Bye.